I'm over halfway finished with stitching my Curvy Crosshatching. So let's continue up. Now remember, don't have a death grip, a line. I love that sound. There we go. And I'm going to move my hand so I can get, there we go. Now I'm going to run right back along here. I love what forms. I just love the look of this. Okay, realign. And come down just a little bit. And my crazy bird is hollering upstairs. Okay, make it two birds are hollering upstairs. And I need to adjust myself. So this is one thing you need to remember, that when you are sewing, you don't need to stand off to the side. You need to always have yourself centered in front. Oh, that's a nice one. Okay, yeah. And I think that's probably, yeah, we'll just do a little one. Okay, so now, can you see the way it's turned out? Now the ideal is, once you get this done, you would take something to mark every other one so that you can go back in and fill in every other one. Now I really like this line right here, but what I want to do is I'm going to go and let's see if I got a little, put the white one back out. There we go. Give myself a little bit more lead. Okay, I'm going to put a little mark here, and I'm going to put a mark here. I'm just going to go across so that I can fill in. I can either have this line going over here, or I can fill in like this. And so here, now I'll leave this one and this one and this one empty. So I'm going to come in and do this one and this one. And what happens is you will come in with your machine. Let's see if I can do this. I'll do one for you so that you get the effect. We're going to come down here. I'm going to start here. Now you have your choice. You can do diagonal lines, you can do like a curved line, or you can fill it in any way you want. So let's move this out of the way. Put the ruler the right way. What I like to do, actually, I'm going to use this. Let's see if this will work. Haha, this is a new thing and you get to watch it. Okay. Just going to fill in like this. Now you don't really need to use a ruler for this. You could probably do this freehand. But see, I like, look, it's forming like a little tiny bit of a curve in here. And when you do matchstick quilting, you keep your lines really close. And I just went downhill, haha. But what is that saying? You won't see it when you're on a galloping horse or something like that. All right, let me bring my line back down here. Come down here. Here we go. Now when you do this type of quilting, what happens is you stitch every other one first of all, and that's why you mark it, because if you don't mark it, you will inevitably, you will quilt in the wrong one, and then you either have to rip it out or you have to fill in the whole thing, and you don't want to rip it. So, alright, you see how easy that was? Now I can travel to the next one, and I'm going to use this line right here. I'm going to use my ruler again, and come back up here. And I'm going to fill in here. You can do any kind of fill work that you want. You could do tiny little circles if you wanted to. You can do, and that one's really close together. Let me go up a little bit further. You could do stippling, micro stippling, whatever you want. Even teeny tiny feathers. Just to fill it in. Or you could do like a little twirly design going across it. Alright, I'm going to bring it back over. There we go. And then I'm going to come back down here, I'm going to fill in a little bit more, and bring this back up. This is so easy to do. Now I would recommend when you're doing this kind of work to have it closer in your view and sit down for it. Standing and leaning over these machines, you know, trying to do this type of custom work is not good for your body, so don't forget to take care of your body. Alright, now I'm going to cut the thread on this one. let me do the tie off. Go. Okay, I've moved down to another one, and I'm going to fill this one in. I'll cut my thread in a minute and get my hand out of the way. There we go. Now bring my ruler back. I'm going to come back up here and get that little line I missed right there. There. I thought I heard somebody walking down here. It's just a figment of my imagination. Okay, now I'm going to work my way over to this one over here. So let me turn my ruler, get right back on the line that I was on. And I'm going to go all the way to the top of that diamond. There we go. And now I'm going to start. Now, if you're a new quilter and you're starting to learn how to do this type of work, if you haven't figured out that you need to stop quilting and stretch your body after a couple hours, you need to walk away. It's very important because you will get very tired. And the next morning you wake up, you won't know what hit you. You won't feel good at all. So take care of your body while you do this. Alright, we are almost done. And the reason we're doing 4, or that I'm stitching out 4 of these, is so that you can see the relief that you get. Alright, let's see. Can you get a picture of that one right there? See how that stands up nicely? Alright, so can you see the relief here? The way that the one that's not quilted is standing up? That's the look you're going for. Okay, I'm going to pan over just a little bit. See if you can see it anymore. It's really, really cool. Alright, so we're going to go to the next area. So you just hold on there, okay?
Okay, let's go.
Alrighty. Now we're going to move over here. And in between here, I'm going to show you another design that I figured out to use my curved cross-hatching ruler. But I'm going to move my left handle out of the way. So give me just a second. Now, I've got my needle down. I'm going to work it way up here, all the way to the top. Okay, which I'm just gonna see, no ruler for this one. I don't need a ruler for this. Okay, now I want to go about, I'm going to use that inch line. Okay, so I'm going to stop it there. So can you see the mark line right here? I've marked midpoint, and I've got my white line right on there, and I've got my inch line on that previous stitched line. So here we go. I'm going to bring my, there we go. Now, we're going to stitch this way. We're going to go this way. Okay, now work down. Now I'm going to have to come out just a little bit. And I move it up. Okay, again, it's on the midpoint. Can you see that? It's on midpoint. And I've got my 1-inch line on the previous stitch line. I'm going to move it up just a smidgen. Now I'll go back a little bit. There we go. Okay, so now we are ready to rock and roll. And I want to show you something else that I've noticed. This line, this solid line right here, it also is a marking for me so that I can make sure that everything is nice and straight because I can see it. And that's a good thing. I need, need some reference points here. Alright, so we're going to go this way. Move my hand up my ruler so that I have good control. Now, you've noticed I don't have the line drawn across here. I'm just going to eyeball it at this point. We're going to move up this way, turn the machine off, realign. Okay, I'm on the center again on that previous stitch line, so come back down. Okay, we're going to go up just a little bit and turn the machine off so I can move the ruler. And I'm realigned. Go back. Oh, that worked pretty good. Go that way. Okay, now we'll come back to you in just a second and I'll show you what the finished product looks like. Okay, so now as you can see, I finished stitching a few this way. Now this is going vertical. I'm going from left to right. Now I'm going to switch it and go right to left. So I know when you start using these rulers and you you get used to going left to right, but you got to go the other direction sooner or later, which is right to left. So you need to learn how to hold these going both directions. Now I've got it lined up, and I've got my center mark right here, and then I've got the 1 inch right here. I did stitch out a straight line so I'd have a reference mark so I can make it all the way down. Now I'm going to come down just a little bit so I can line it up. There we go. Now when you're sewing in this direction, what happens is you are used to gently pushing your machine to the left so that you apply pressure to your ruler because it's on your left side. But now it's on the right side. So you're going to, instead of pushing it towards the ruler, you're going to pull it towards the ruler. Pull the machine towards the ruler. And it's a little bit of a different feel. I always take my time on the first one, and honestly, I think I haven't missed a line. Oh, I just chose a different line. That's what I did. Okay, so here's the first one. I chose a line way down here when I should have chosen that line right there. So we're going to move up. That's kind of neat looking. I like this. So Kelly's filming this, and she told me that we should name this Kelly Can't Kayak. So she was telling me about her little adventure. And but when you look at the design, okay, now look, I'm coming down, and I am pulling the machine, but not really hard, onto the, there it goes, oh, it lined up nicely. Now I'm going to move out of the way just a little bit so that I can finish it. This is the difficult part. It's like, I don't know how to explain it, but you're learning how to do it in reverse. So yeah, Kelly was explaining she had a little bit of an incident kayaking. And it's a cute little story. And she's giggling in the background. So can you see how they come? But look right here. Look what forms out here. When you do your arcs to where they're parallel to each other, I've got them going this way and this way. Instead of when you do normal cross hatching, you start in a corner and you work to the other diagonal. And then when you finish that set, you start at the opposite corner and do the opposite diagonal. That's how you get this look. But now when you do this, you get these kayaks. I love that. Thank you, Kelly. And now these are like elongated kites. And you will get some diamonds forming, but it depends on how big of a block that you are stitching in, or the area that you're stitching in. So I'm going to do one more just so that you get a good feel of it, and then we're going to pause, and then I'll finish the block so that you can see what it looks like finished. All right, one more, and then we'll pause, and we'll come back. Okay, we'll see you in just a second. All right, I finished filling them in, and can you see, let me use this, we have all these kayaks. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now look at the elongated diamonds here. Aren't they neat? Or kites, whatever you want to call them. Now we should go in and fill these in here and here. And that's what I'm going to do next. So we'll see you in a second. All right. Okay, what I have done is I have put my stitches at 14 stitches per inch. And I'm going to fill in. Whenever you draw little circles, you need to make your more stitches per inch. So 14, 13, 15, something like that. So I'm going to go in and fill all these in, and we'll be back in just a minute, okay? Okay. Now, Kelly had this great idea to do like a mini crosshatch inside one of the long diamonds. So that's what I'm going to do now to show you. It's another little filler. And really, it's just the match stick. See, look. Oh, I love that. Okay, I'm going to leave that one like that, and now I'm going to work my way up to the other one and do that one. So we'll see you back in a second. Okay, so now we've moved over, and I'm going to do tiny little feathers. I'm just going to rock them all over this little shape just for movement. And I've got my stitches at 12 per inch. Alright, so we'll have this filled really soon. These are really little. They actually almost look like little raindrops. Alright, I have finished filling in all of the diamonds. Isn't that neat? These elongated diamonds. I just love them. So we have our canoe, we have all our fill-ins, and look, there's Kelly's cross hatching. I love it. So there you